It's another day and the Beth boat build continues. Today I'm going to see if I can get some work done on the front casting deck. Rightio, so this part should be pretty straightforward. What I'm going to do is box off where the cooler box is going to go. Doesn't have to be a cooler box in here, it can be anything else. Big compartment, sleeping bags, doonas, who cares, doesn't matter what it is. Anyways, I'm going to get the first measurement done, and I just did a quick measurement, 47 centimeters or 470 millimeters. Let's get that done now. Here we go, nice and quick. So the first measurement is done. I'll get that slapped in now.
Smooth positions.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get it square. It's pretty much square already. Looks like a good spot. That's gone the wrong way. If you want to keep your eyes, you should wear these things. Chicka chow. So I've gone ahead to do this straight one here. This one's a straightforward one. Put the first drill bit in there, first rivet in. And the way I've done it is we've just measured across flat. So making sure it's all level, right across. Again, not level, but flat. And I've got this little bit here on top just because at the end of the day, there's going to be a full piece running along the cross like this. So I need to make sure I account for the 1.6 mil, which is that. Every little rivet, every little cut, every little drill, it all takes time. And you find that it doesn't matter if it's a big long piece or a short little piece, it all takes the same amount of time because it's one measure, one cut, or two cuts, and then you've got multiple rivet holes which are all the same. See, this little short one, this little long one, they're all the same. Woohoo! Last one front top here. Alright, now I've got to do this one in here. Boom. I do wonder if all these rivets that I'm doing all these drill holes, if it would have been quicker if I had just bought a welder to do alloy. I've got a MIG, but I can't do alloy with it. If you had watched the trailer with it, did a pretty good job too. Go check it out. Sneak peek at what I'm doing in there. They are a little bit of a weird angle because of the drill, but when they tighten up the rivets, they'll be fine. So we've got some good structural strength here, 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 then here, here, here. And then there's going to be another beam coming across here as well, which is going to be joined into here and here. So you can imagine this whole thing, it's going to be pretty sturdy. And already, wobbling this is wobbling the whole boat. 1.6 mil, it is the ideal for strength and lightweight. I know a lot of people use 3 mil, but I guarantee you they're over engineering it. You don't need to use it. Just do 1.6 and do it properly. All right, and then I've got the side in here already, which has come along really, really well. Really, really strong already. So I can't imagine how strong it's going to be once I put the rest of all this in. I'm going to do the other lot on the other side now. I'm not going to film it because you've just watched me do one side. I'll get into that in a second. You'll see the finished product of the other side. And the last one, there it is. So that's the two outer bracings done for the big boxing area for the esky, whatever else you want to put in there. So it is a nice big storage area, and the great thing about this area is it's using all the space all the way to the floor. So the normal deck is going to sit here nice and flat with the rest of the boat, but then this will allow you to put an esky in all the way. I may put a thin bit of carpet just down the bottom there just to take away any of that vibration that might happen down there. So we've got a nice gap there, and we've got a nice gap on the other side as well. All right, so I'm just going to get the rivets in here. Just going to do 4 in each connector. So all up, 16 rivets done. and I'm not going to show you me doing it. See you in the next clip. You're in it now.
Bye. Going back to the kitchen.
Okay.
People don't like that.
I'll have the woke police on my YouTube channel in no time. Alright, so I have done the last beam, which I said I wasn't going to do tonight, but I did just do it because it was nice and quick one to do, and it kind of makes me happy and satisfied that this is all cubed off. One thing I did notice is once I put in this beam here, because it points this direction, I didn't leave myself too much of a gap. I'm going to nick a little bit out of this back beam here. I'm really happy with it. If you're happy with it, send me a comment and tell me when you're going to do your tinny. So I did a thing right here, see? Finish up the corners on each side, so it's even done over on that side. But the idea is this, is it's a basically like a tackle tray sort of storage, or anything else you want. This is not really tackle, just random bits and bobs, but you get the idea. Your tackle trays and things will go in here, so you should be able to stack about 3 high in there of these big long trays. But this end is all done now, with the exception, I keep saying it's all done, but it ain't, with the exception of this. Got to cut that out. So I've got the line there, might get that done now actually, and then we'll start on the front. Glasses is, I don't have hand protection on at the moment, it's a bit hot. Should be alright. I'll freehand it, hopefully it won't be too bad. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. Now that that is actually done, let's get on to the front. I've said it again. I've just noticed there's one other thing that I need to do. I should probably do that now. We're never going to get onto the front. In everything that I'm doing, I'm just using the angle iron 1.6 mil because it is strong enough. But right here in the middle of this here, there's going to be a lot of foot action, foot traffic right there. Now I could put one of these angle iron alloys in there, just like I did on the back side there. But what I thought is, I've got this bit of alloy here. It is really strong. Why not cut it the length and sit it right in underneath? Sweet. All right. Sturdy as. I'm back, it's another day, and I'm cutting the very first cut for the front of the casting deck. There we go, so we've got that nice and level now. I've got 3 rivets in, 1 on each end and 1 in the center. All I'm going to do now is, I won't do it on film because it's a little bit awkward, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill probably another 15 rivet holes all the way along, and some will be up high and some will be a little bit down low, so it's sort of a zigzag along. And the reason why I want so many rivets there is because this piece here is going to be bearing a lot of weight. All right, so I know I said I'll get back when I just put in that brace at the back, but I've actually jumped ahead and I've chopped a few of the long ones, and I have put in these two. Took a little bit of fiddle in to get the right angle and to sort of sit here and just think about how do I want the front of this hatch to really be. What I'm going to go with is one massive hatch, which starts here on this side and goes to the same on the other. But in the middle, I'm going to have a T-piece, so just like this, sitting up underneath here. Finally getting this other side in. It's the next day. Went fishing last night, caught nothing. The local pondage is still a little bit cold, I think. Just taking it nice and easy, nice and gentle. Didn't want to rip up the inside of this. You know, those fish, they will judge you for the paint that you have on the inside of your boat. Nice and sturdy. So that's the whole casting deck done now. Everything about it is done. What I'm going to try to do is a side bench along the side of the boat. It's a 50 by 100 mil angle. See the angle on that here. Just marking out some sections here, which hopefully will align perfectly with this here. Let's get on to the next phase. I'll start chopping this up, see how we go. I'll give you updates as we go. So I've decided to try to hand cut this. Just wanted to make sure I did it nice and slow, because this bit of metal here was quite expensive actually. Funny enough, this one bit, it was over $100. And then all the rest of the angle iron that I got, which was like 39 meters of it, that only cost me like $250. I'm sure everyone knows how to chop some stuff up, but I just thought I'd let you know how I'm doing it, taking my time with it to make sure I don't ruin it. You're called the shed parrot. That's what you are. So I'm getting close to finishing up the side shelf that I was going to put in there. It's on a nice angle down to create the V. Allow everything just to sit in that little bit there. So you can hang your hooks on your lures on there, put in your pliers, fish grips, whatever else you might want to chuck in there. So the rod holder locker, not really a locker, but the rods will go underneath the shelf. The top two butts on the rod holder there is for your longer swim bait rods, which will come all the way up along the top of the casting deck, but then down the bottom you can fit 6'8" Alright, so I just want to show off the side shelf here that I've made a little bit more. I didn't have to do much to put it in, so basically it was just a 50 by 100 3mm alloy angle here. It is quite sturdy itself, so it doesn't really bend easily. The way I've attached it on here is I've attached it one through the top of the gunnel. We've got some sort of spaced out. Then we've also attached it with additional alloy angle bracing, you can see here, just on each end. And we've also got some stuff going on in the middle here. So underneath, I've got some L brackets in there to help with the stability. And then again, just up here, just onto the side of the boat there. I'm hoping that you're liking this rebuild series as it is. It's been a lot bigger than it was meant to be because we had the trailer and the boat to do. So I think it overall actually made for a really good rebuild series on the boat. So if you are liking this rebuild series, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed yet, why not? And go and check out some of our fishing content as well. So it's another day and I've ran into a little bit of a problem that I've already started fixing. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of what's happening and what I've had to fix. I started laying some test boards across the top and I realized that there were some items in here that were a little bit too high, and the height between some of the alloy metal, which you can see here now pop up in the corner, what it used to look like. But when I first put it in, the alloyed angle here went over the top of the seat here, which raised that up a little bit. And then we had this little bit here, and then this bit here, and it sort of creates like a staggered down step. When you put a board on here flat, it actually makes the corner of the board right here, you can have like a little bit of a fold, and it is actually noticeable. The other problem I've found is that this main back bit of metal here, this one here that's welded into the boat, it's actually on an angle backwards, which causes this angled bracket that I put in to sit lower at the front than it is at the back. It's not that interesting, but I just wanted to bring it out because it is just like a setback. And when you're doing these types of projects, and if you don't do it all the time, these are the type of things that you might not think about straight away, and it is a setback. So I've got to pull all that out and readjust. I've got to figure out a way how to do that. So that's where I'm up to, and I'm going to get this all pulled out and realigned properly, and then I'll put it back in again. Shouldn't take me too long. I'll get it done now. And we're done. I've unscrewed the back end and I've put it back in again. So what I've done is I've put in some marine ply up under there, but it's only just about halfway up, and it makes this get nice and flat. So we are nice and flat all across here. So now that the whole casting deck is all framed out, it's time to move back to the floor area and do the last final tweaks. Because I'm gonna have a hatch here, and the hatch has to go halfway onto this side of the alloy, and then half onto this alloy, and share the other half with the board that's going to sit over there. What I want to ensure is that the board that sits up on this side, which is going to be on this half, it just makes sure there's no little bit of bounce there. So I'm just going to put in a little leg. It's going to be right up in the middle there, just to make sure there's no bounce in that. I don't think there will be. I have tested it with the scrap bits of board I've got around, and it doesn't seem to make any difference, but I don't want to have to get to the point where everything's in and then I realize, oh, there is a little bit of bounce. So I'm going to pop these in here. It's looking a treat. It's looking real good. Really, really good if you ask me. So good that once you put in the floor in, it's just going to cover up all this awesome work. Makes you a little bit sad that that's going to happen actually. It's been a long road. I've put in some more little legs down the corners here, and you can see I've just done little posts with a bit of carpet on the bottom. The reason why I did that is because I wasn't sure if I wanted to run a full length across there and then brace up. I'm trying to think about how I'm going to put in the flotation stuff underneath, so the least I have there, the better. It's really a rinse and repeat exercise, this, I'll be honest. There's not really a lot that you need to worry about. If you've already got your levels set out right, a lot of it from then on is just rinse and repeat. My 600 packet of rivets, I'm almost out. I have to quickly run down to the shop and get some more. So I won't be going too far. We've only got this many rivets. This thing's been really, really handy too. Really handy. Oh. Idiot. one cut at a time. I went to Bunnings today. Go. Another 600 rivets. Hopefully I won't have to use all of them, eh? BCF. Yeah, I went to BCF too. Got a whole lot of stuff in there. Forgot my fuel hose, which I was meant to buy, but instead I bought all of these lures. Some good stuff in here too. These armor joint ones, see they're called the Flash Boost. And what it is, can you see in there? It's like a shiny sort of wavy thing. So as this is swimming through, you get like these shines. It's like a flash, and they sit inside of them. It's a pretty cool concept. So awkward in here. Do. Sweet, got that side in. Woohoo! All right, so that's done. That's all done. That back bit is done. Like I said before, it's gonna have 17 mil ply across the top of it, and it's gonna be perfectly fine. And in here, these are all gonna be great as well. Starting to think I didn't even need a lot of these, but they're gonna stay in there anyway. My poor kayak, I haven't been out in it for ages because I've been doing this on the weekends. You know, I haven't even been doing as much fishing as I want to, but this has got me so stoked. It's gonna be freaking amazing. Oh, just look at it. It's a work of art, that's what it is. Let's hop in and have a bit of a play. Bit dangerous, I know. Oh yeah. I'm in the boat, tiller. I'm sitting here. Right here, passengers over there. The idea is to balance out the weight of the boat. So the fuel tank's going to be on the side with me, behind me. The light batteries are up there. Trolling motor up on that top corner there. Any food and drink and stuff is going to be dead center in the middle there. And a passenger will be there. Over here will only be light stuff. So trying to get that balance should be okay. Got the last bit that I'm going to get in here, across there. And then I've got another bit, which I'm going to trim a little bit. And we'll have this one sitting in under there. And we're going to block out this area where we're going to put that seat in. So the seat's going to be held in by not only bolted through the 17 mil ply, but underneath it's going to have metal brackets for something that it can bite down with those bolts. So it can be nice and tight in there, and we won't have any rock in that pole. So I'm going to get that done, and I'll turn the camera back on once I've got it in there. It's getting a little bit boring filming absolutely everything. We're done. The decking is finally done. How good is this? It looks absolutely incredible. I'm stoked. And if you like it as much as I do, can you hit that like button? And give me a comment too. I really want to see what you guys think about this stuff. Anything you would have done differently, put it down there, because anybody that watches this video in the future, they're going to read the comments and they'll see your comment. So let me take you on a little bit of a tour of what I've done. Starting at the top, we have got a magnificent casting deck area. And then we have the battery box. Check it out. It holds those 2 lithium batteries with no problems and nice and snug. They're not going to be rolling around anywhere. Moving up here, we've got this massive big storage compartment here. On the sides, these won't be hatched. They're front access little panels. So they're little hidey holes that you can tuck away anything you want. Most likely tackle trays and things like that when you're fishing. Get everything off the floor. The reason why there's a lot going on here is because originally this middle section here, I figured this is going to be too wide for a hatch. Might make it a little bit too awkward to be lifting that up and standing on each side. So I shrunk it down a little bit to here. This is going to be a skinny hatch, this one right here. This little area here, guess what? That's where one of the seats is going. Down the back there, that's where the driver's seat's going. We've got this big, massive angled alloy that I put on here on that nice angle, and it tucks down into a bit of a V, and that's where you can put all your wet lures, your pliers, you know, your lip grips, anything that you want, spare hooks, spare sinkers, it doesn't matter. They can all go in that massive big long bench tray there, and they're not going to be on the floor, not going to be in the carpet. Underneath, we've got the open rod holder area, and along here there's going to be a side console. We can't do that until we get all the flooring in. You know what's up next? I'm going to be putting in the flooring and getting those hatches sorted out, and then we'll move on to the rest of the boat. Well, that's enough B-roll for you. I'll catch you on the next one, but just remember, we are a fishing channel, so if you want to see some really sweet fishing action, go check out the other adventures. And if you want to see more of Beth being built, make sure you subscribe to see what's coming up next. But until I see you next time, see you later, fella.